Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you see this colored hive, it does have a gray super on it, but the problem with that super is that the previous owner of that hive did not put a queen excluder on, which a lot of people don't, and that's fine, but that means that that super is actually being used as a brood chamber. There's honey in it, yes, but it's full and it's full of brood, which is a bummer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in that hive. I'm going to do some stuff with the eggs, but I'm also, when I'm finished with that hive, I am going to put an excluder on there after making sure the queen is not in that top. That will mean that they will finish raising the brood up there, and then it'll be empty and they should pack it with honey, just like a normal honey super. And then once that's full, I'm going to extract it that one time, and then those frames are going to be retired. I do not like keeping super frames that have had brood in them because it attracts wax moths. They're attracted to that old brood scent. So they will go in and they will destroy those super frames, which I do not want. So I'm going to use them this one time and then I'm going to retire them and cut out the wax and reuse the wood, but never that wax. I will process it into like furniture polish or something like that. So I'm gonna get suited up and ready to go. All right, here we go. Let's see what they got in here. Got my smoker gun. These girls use a lot of propolis, so it can be hard to get their lid off. You can hear that, huh? I want them nice and calm. Helps if I remember where I put my hive tool. There it is. Oh, these girls use so much propolis. So that is a beautiful, solid frame of honey. It's a nice heavy frame, all honey. And they have a lot of awesome frames like this, but the ones in the center are brood. So that's what I'm trying to get rid of. So you can see there's all honey on this one too. Beautiful heavy frame of honey. And here, where we start getting into brood. I see some drone brood on this frame. This side is mostly honey, but there is some pollen packed in with them. Not what you want. And I shouldn't see the queen on this one because there's no eggs. Now this next one over, I'm already seeing it's like a whole frame of drone brood. So see, this is a garbage frame. We don't want all that drone brood. All that drone brood. Don't want. That can be, if a hive does this and really wants to have drone brood, it usually is the sign of a strong hive. They want to raise males. I should have brought an empty super over here to give myself a little more space. This frame has some drone brood, mostly honey. So we got a lot of capped brood here. Okay, so this I can tell they used to use for brood, but it's now all honey. All honey, nice heavy frame of honey. So this frame has some capped brood and honey. So it looks like she was laying up here and has since moved down into the deeps again. So that's lucky at least. Oh, honey, and the last one looks like all honey. So I have lucked out. It's going to be nice and easy. So what I'm going to do with these girls is I am actually going to take this super, since it is almost completely capped honey besides the tiny bit of brood they have left. I'm going to give them a new super with mostly empty frames, and I'm only going to give them back those two or three frames that had some capped brood on it. I'm going to let that emerge. I'm going to put an excluder on, and then it should just fill with honey again. So that's awesome. We're going to have some spring honey. I'm super psyched about that. I love when we get to have honey in the spring. So I'm going to go get that set up and work on that. Okay, so I got my empty super all ready, and I'm going to tell you guys a little hack I have for my other weak beekeeper friends like me. I'm not strong. So what I do is I bring my cart right over. So I got my cart right there. You can see it. There it is. It's got that empty super in it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to one by one bring frames with minimal amounts of bees on them over there. If I was harvesting a lot of supers of honey, I would have my fume board and I would get the bees out all nice. But since I don't feel like going back up to my house, I didn't expect to harvest any honey today. I'm doing it the lazy beekeeper way because that's what I do. That's how I get bees off. See, no more bees. I'm getting this drone frame out first. This frame only has a little bit of brood on it, but I'm still going to let them keep it because I don't feel like dealing with that in my extractor. It's a little gross, so they'll get to keep this frame. Solid honey. Gonna take that. It does help if I shake the bees off first, huh? And of course you're always going to have some stragglers when you do this method, but I'm just going to get them off later up at the house. And brood. Okay, these last 4 frames have brood. So I'm going to leave them in here for now. I'm just going to put them towards the center. Now I'm going to go grab that excluder. Normally, have all your stuff ready next to you when you go, but since I actually got my smoker going, I'm going to use it. It really does calm your bees down. Now I know these girls use a lot of propolis. Whew, there we go. Or not. There. And you know what? Of course I forgot to put the excluder back on. And what I like to do is a 9-frame configuration for my supers. So that lets me be able to have the bees pull them out further, which makes it easy to scrape the cappings off, and then they extract much easier. So for the way I extract, 9 frames in a super works great for me. It also means I can pull them out easier. When you cram all 10 in there, the spacing's so tight that it can be really hard to get them out again. The hardest part is just spacing them right. They do make tools for that. I have one, didn't bring it out. You know, that's how it goes. So thank you so much for watching my video, everyone. We normally don't get spring honey, so I'm like super pumped to be able to extract honey in the spring. We almost always have to start over with new packages every spring, but since we got a established nuke from someone else, they had honey and we get to extract that, and I'm excited for that. And we're gonna have honey, and I'll show you guys that. And stay tuned for my next video because it's gonna have to do with a flow hive. I'm super pumped for that too. I'm so excited to have a flow hive that I get to try this year. And I will see you all next time, right?